What's up, YouTube? We got another cool video for you guys today. We are going to be debuting and teaching you how to pitch with one of the newest dominant pitchers in the game, Cliff Lee, Team Affinity Stage 2 Phillies guy. Amazing control. Look at this. 99 on the sinker, circle change, and knuckle curve, 94 on the fastball, and 89 is his worst on his cutter. That's still pretty doable with 99 walks per 9. This is a lefty, better Greg Maddux than that 94 we just got recently. 88 hits per 9 will be fine. 115 stamina. He's going to be able to go deep into ball games. Great break. You know, not crazy velo on him, but he's going to be dotting guys away. In this commentary, guys, I've already played this game. I'm just going back over it and kind of talking through my process of how I played the game. It's a little bit easier for me guys to teach you when I'm not actually trying to focus on the in-game moments here. If you like the video, please, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. That means a lot to me. And if you ever want to catch any of these debuts and this teaching stuff live, you can on Twitch. That link will be in the description below. This game could be on Legend, could be on Hall of Fame. We don't know yet. Kind of hoping for Legend so we get to, have a little bit easier time pitching. But I'll take what I can get. We're not going to be showing you guys too much of the hitting, just the action parts. This is a mainly focus on how to pitch with Cliff Lee. So the hitting is just going to be action pitches. As you see, I'm having a tough time. I've been having a tough time at the plate recently. I think it was the trip back to Hall of Fame after so many games on Legend, but we do hit an absolute nuke there with Mike Trout able to turn on an inside sinker to make it 1-0 in the top of the first. Overall, guys, I have a very tough time switching between Legend and Hall of Fame. It takes me a long enough time to get used to one. I'm not some god at hitting, but I am pretty good at pitching, and that's how I get through most of my games. So we can draw a walk here with Chipper, get two guys on for Joe Torre. This is also his debut as well. He's a pretty good card, I'm not gonna lie. We square one up there, unfortunately. Goes right to the first baseman. I'd say he's one of the best catchers in the game right now. So with Cliff Lee, guys, we are just going to test him early like I would with anybody else. Inside sinker. I want to see his bat speed. Pretty good, okay? He wasn't on it with his PCI. He must have been on top of it, but his timing was pretty good on it. So I have to remember he's got a pretty quick bat. We are going to go the cutter away and test that out. Okay, we didn't put it where we wanted to, but I'm just trying to test him right now, see what his bat speed's like, where he's going to be at timing-wise on a lot of these pitches. Really want to try this circle change out here, so we're going to throw it. Circle change in the location I just put it at this year, guys, is really, really dominant. Hard to weight back on it and hard to get your PCI on it while trying to weight back on it. A lot of people are going to end up jamming their PCI down and away, so do not try to put it down and away. You want it right about where I've been placing it. So I don't want to throw the circle change 3 times in a row, even though I've gotten him on it twice in a row. That'd be playing with the devil a little bit there, so we're going to go with an inside cutter. He's able to make contact. We're on Hall of Fame, so that's to be expected. Going to tunnel that with a high fastball, and he's able to foul that off as well. My favorite tunneling that I saw from him in the first game was inside cutter, high fastball, circle change right about where I'm about to put it right here. That's probably my favorite tunneling aspect with him, and then you can also tunnel that with a sinker, and then you got to mix in the curveball every now and then. But his circle change is really, really good, and you can place it just about wherever you want. I'm going to test that curveball. It's the first time I've thrown it this game, and it gets him. We're able to get strike 3 and back to the hitting. So pretty solid from him so far, guys. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a snoozer when it comes to hitting because he was dotting me away with Corbin Burns, and I was not hitting the ball well at all. And just going back and looking at these games, I can see a lot of what I'm doing wrong hitting. Like that perfect example. Why am I swinging away 0-0 count with my pitcher? There's no reason. Make him throw some pitches, especially if I'm having a tough time seeing the starting pitcher. So now we're just gonna, I haven't thrown a sinker away yet, and I see that his bat is just extremely fast. He's not even able to weight back on an outside sinker, so I know his bat is fast. We're gonna have to just bulldoze our way through with a lot of breaking balls. We're gonna try and hit him with a lot of circle changes, knuckle curves, and cutters, all our slower stuff. We don't want to be throwing too many fastballs and sinkers in the zone because it looks like he's going to be on them. He's been early on just about everything. I have not seen him be late on anything yet. But we go back to that circle change in the dirt. and we get him to swing and miss because I know he's sitting on that sinker. Justin Turner up, and I believe, yep, we're just going to go to that outside sinker again. This time he was able to wait back on it long enough, but luckily it was right to Mike Trout. He's actually been on Cliff Lee pretty decently, at least on his faster stuff. He hasn't been on too much on his off-speed stuff, so you're going to see me go to that more the rest of the game. Guys, why would you give the person you're playing the pitch they want? You know, if they're going to sit there and they're not going to adjust their bat speed and they're only going to hit sinkers, you got to throw off-speed. And unfortunately, right here, I stick with the off-speed in that circle change in that one spot a little too much. I threw it there just a pitch or two more than I probably should have in the last inning and a half, and he was finally able to wait back on it with Vlad and smack it opposite field. So I got to remember that and just realize, hey, you got to throw the circle change in a couple different locations and maybe just not throw it as much. Keep going with the cutters and the sinkers as well. This is another problem I've been having, guys. Like 1-1 count, the pitches, my swing selection is just horrible. And it's nice to go back and look at these games even while I'm recording and just see the mistakes I've been making. I am able to wait back on the changeup there and smack it at opposite field for a nice double with Brucey. But yeah, my swing selection has been really bad. In a 1-1 count, I should not be swinging at something on the border unless I'm really sitting on it. This is an unfortunate part. Perfect with Mike Trout, and it's a foul. He should have 2 home runs on the day. They switched the feedback to late. Unfortunate, but what are you going to do? And then he just does what he's been doing the entire game, just dotting me away, hitting the borders perfectly, doing his job, and making me just struggle when it comes to hitting-wise. And another one, that changeup, man. He's just been hitting his corners really well, and we're just going to have to keep doing the same. So, back to pitching. I want to throw this cutter in the zone because we've thrown him inside a lot, so I don't think he'll swing at it. He does, though. So I just got to realize that he's not going to adjust. This is not a guy who wants to adjust his bat depending on what we've been throwing. If I had been facing me, I'd been in my head, hey, I've thrown 4 cutters. He's thrown 4 cutters on the inside part of the plate. Next time he throws a cutter, I'm just not swinging. He did anyways. So this guy's just one of those guys who's just not going to adjust, and we just got to keep pitching to him like he's not going to adjust. That means a lot of breaking balls and a lot of stuff on the outside part of the plate because I know he's looking to turn and burn on something with that really fast bat speed. Corbin Burns up, guys. Remember, when the pitcher is up, don't give him meatballs, but you definitely want to be getting your pitch confidence up with whatever pitches you're starting to struggle with. You know, if your sinker doesn't have great confidence on it, throw a couple sinkers. Don't give him meatballs, but something to get your confidence up a bit. Byron up again, and I believe we just go right back to the sinker. No, cutter. Okay, cutter. Gonna try and dot that inside corner again. And he's on it this time, and he even keeps it fair. Unfortunately, he has 99 speed, so not even Chipper's recover. Chipper did a good job there, but he's not going to be able to recover in time. And we're just going to keep going to the outside with the sinkers. The only problem I've had so far, and I think it was just myself that game, it wasn't even Cliff Lee, is I could not get perfect pitches very well like I could with some other guys. I don't know why. I think it was just I was feeling weird that day, I guess. But now we're going to actually try to go to that circle change inside. We've only thrown it outside all game. We're going to try and fool him on it. Luckily, he was way off of it, but we're on Hall of Fame, so he's able to snag a piece of it. We throw the scurf in the ground, and unfortunately it bounces away from Posada, and he's able to get on base on a swinging strike 3. What are you going to do? Mookie up. Just going to go to that outside sinker again. He hasn't been on it yet, and he hits a little dinker up the middle that we are able to get out of the inning on. We got to find a way to get these bats going. It has been very, very rough so far. With Chipper up, let's go. Drew walk with Chipper. So far, so good. We get Joe Torre up for his second at-bat on the team. And we get a really cheap hit there. Really, really cheap hit. We yanked an outside slider that we weren't even on. No reason to get that hit. Maybe they were trying to make up the perfect Mike Trout foul ball. And here's the late side of good doing the late side of good things. We're on it pretty well, but just a tick late. So instead of a home run, it's a fly ball. We are able to move Chipper over to third, though, for Byron Buxton. He just dots my life away with this pitch. I was thinking sinker the entire way, and he hits a changeup in the zone. That was insane. Now we got Cliff Lee up, and we get another really tough hit. Like, I feel less worse about bad hits with my pitcher because it's hard enough to put the ball in play with your pitcher as is. But that's 2 hits this inning that resulted in a run and they were not good hits. But kind of making up for the perfect foul out with Mike Trout, so not feeling too bad about it. We're going to go back to pitching, and we're going to throw an up and in sinker here that we're not going to locate. We had a tough time, like I said. I'm going to start throwing a few more circle changes inside because I know he's trying to turn on something hard. And if you keep him off speed on the inside part of the plate, they're probably going to be early a lot more than not. Been having a tough time with his cutter. We knew that coming in. That was his worst control pitch, worst break pitch. It's just his worst pitch in general is his cutter. You still want to use it effectively. You just got to realize that attribute-wise, it is not his best pitch. It's not his second. It's not his third. It's actually his last. He has really been struggling on that circle change of the dirt, so that's a pitch I'm going to go back to in the future. He's just not able to lay off on a lot of the breaking balls because he's really trying to wait for that sinker. There's an excellent seeing of his cutter control, though. It's still only 89, and I was still able to dot that out, that backdoor cutter. Going sinker away again. Like I said, guys, we still got to throw inside part of the plate, but if he can't hit on the outside, we just got to keep doing it. Do not think as soon as you find out that the person you're going against will not adjust, if you just realize, hey, this man's not adjusting, he's going to keep swinging the way he's been swinging the entire game, then you keep pitching the way you've been pitching the entire game, because if he's not going to change, why should you, as long as it's working? You will find people that will adjust, and there's different ways to pitch to them, but for this scenario with a guy who's really just does not want to be beat by the sinker, then you just got to beat him with everything else. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep throwing on the outside part of the plate, keep throwing breaking balls below the zone, keep getting that circle change working, and not give him anything he's looking for. We might every once in a while just to get him to keep looking for it. But he can't wait. He has not shown he can wait back on that cutter except for once. And we're going to go back to that circle change again, like I said before, in the dirt. And we're on a bad pitch, we're able to get him to strike out again. He has not liked that circle change low. And we're back to hitting. Brucey, 1 for 2 on the day, and just another beautiful pitch by my opponent. Just dotting that changeup. He hit that changeup in so many great locations the entire game. Able to draw a walk here with Trout. And we'll see what Poppy can do. That's my life away again, man. This guy is he just hit his spots the entire game. It was pretty crazy to see. That one was just on me. I couldn't tell you what I was looking for there. Like I said, I've been in a slump hitting wise, and there's no reason I should be hitting that. Got away with one there against Nico, throwing a circle change right down the middle. And like I said, we just had a tough time trying to get perfect pitches with him. I don't think that was Cliff Lee's fault. I think that was my own. We are able to dot it there, though. Beautiful. And now we tunnel it with that cutter. He's able to actually lay off. That's really surprising to me. So we just go back to the bread and butter, circle change in the dirt, and he's able to lay off that too. I think he's finally starting to adjust a bit, but we are going to throw that circle change in the zone now, back to that same spot that we have been, and we're able to get an out on it. So now we got Salvi up again, and we just got to remember he has low contact versus lefties, so we can really try to play around here, but doesn't look like we're doing that. Just going to keep going to that outside stuff, and you just really got to just lull people into submission with people like Cliff Lee, because he's got nothing that's going to burn you. He's got no pitch that's going to be 98 miles an hour just flying past you and get you to be late on it. So you really just got to lull them to sleep with the same stuff until they adjust, man. Like, we're going to go back to that circle change in this spot for like the 20th time this game, because he's only shown he can hit it once. Really bad pitch on our part, ended up hanging over the middle of the plate. We're lucky that ended up only as a single. But we're going to keep going to that because he's only hit it once. Yes, it was a home run, but he only hit it once. And now with Burns up, we're just going to try and get our pitch confidence up a little bit. Looks like he might be taking out Burns here, but he decides not to. and we're just going to get that sinker confidence back up a little bit. You're going to see a lot of sinkers on the outside. I know it might seem boring, guys. Like, truthfully, I understand it. It's infuriating when the person I'm going against just keeps going back to the same thing every single time, but you just, if you're playing somebody that's not going to adjust, you have to. There's no reason to give them what they're looking for. And we're going to end up getting a nice double play ball here. I think, yes, we are able to turn 2 there, and we're back to hitting again. Hopefully we can get something going here because it's been bad. Joe Torre up again, and we're late on a changeup. I don't think he placed one changeup not on the black the entire game. It was insane. This guy dotted me away in a game where I already wasn't feeling confident with my hitting, and he really did a good job of mixing up his pitches with Burns, who's hard enough to hit already. And yeah, it was difficult. Again, going back to that backdoor cutter once again, which we've just been dotting, and I don't even know if he swung at it yet when we've placed it correctly. And same old, same old. For some reason, that's the second time in a row that we got pretty good accuracy on that circle change, and it was nowhere where we wanted it. We got away with it twice. Now we're going to go with that curveball right at the feet. And he does swing, but he's able to make contact. Hall of Fame's really kicking my butt right now, guys. We're going to try and dot this cutter because he has not thrown it once. I know if we locate it, it'll work, and it does. He has not swung at that backdoor cutter when we placed it correctly, so I knew it was a good pitch to go to with 2 strikes. And just working the outside part of the plate. Like I said, it looks, when I'm looking back at it now, I'm like, dang, you were being really predictable. But in game, you just got to remember that he wasn't trying to adjust. He wasn't trying to go with that outside sinker at all. So I found out early that that's what he was going to do, and I stuck with it the entire game. That one we located pretty well, but unfortunately we get the bad part of the par, and it ends up as a ball. He's doing a really good job of laying off these, though, I will say that. Just pounding the outside part of the plate. Circle change. The one thing I wish I would have back to a couple more times, but I was afraid to do it on Hall of Fame, is that high fastball. Because I know he has a quick bat, and that's what he's looking for. So I knew it was something that I could get away with throwing. But I was kind of just afraid on Hall of Fame that if he got on it, it would be gone. Beautiful dot there to end the inning. I knew he was probably looking outside there again for the circle change or the backdoor cutter or something, so I knew I could go inside with the sinker. We ended up having to take him out because we needed runs, and Jim told me first at bat with Jim, and he perfect lines out, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, that's the end of Cliff Lee, guys. The rest of this video will be pretty short because I'm not going to be going through every single pitch. But what we needed to learn from this video is Cliff Lee, amazing control. You're going to be able to put the ball wherever you want as long as you are pretty good with pinpoint pitching. And you really just have to lull people to sleep. Keep going with that same 3-pitch, 4-pitch mix. And then you bring in that curveball every now and then, maybe as a strikeout pitch if they've been fishing in the dirt a lot. But if they aren't going to, I wish I could speak. If they aren't going to adjust, do not stop with what you've been doing. If you find out they have a slow bat, that's when you can really start to abuse that inside sinker, inside cutter combo. But I just found that with his quick bat, there was not going to be many times where he was going to wait back on anything outside. Even a sinker, he couldn't wait back on the outside part of the plate. He was still pulling that thing. And as you guys saw right there, we have Lee Smith in now. Same story, different pitcher. We throw a cutter on the outside of the plate. Are you kidding me? The outside part of the plate, and he wasn't even able to wait back on that. This has been one of those weird games, guys, where if I square something up, it's an out, and when I have a bad hit like that, it's a hit. So it's just really one of those weird games hitting-wise. Perfect example. Just late with Ortiz as a single, perfect with Chipper as an out. You know, it's just one of those games. Not much you can do except try to just roll with the punches, man. And we get Joe Torre up for his 4th at-bat. Late on the cutter again. I was sitting change-up just because he's been dotting it so many times. And it's so weird that the stamina in this game is really weird right now. Corbin Burns is actually still in the green at 114 pitches. Like, there's no reason that Corbin Burns, of all people with like 88 stamina, should be in the green in stamina at 114 pitches. Here we see him starting to get a little bit desperate, drag bunting. He's just trying to get on base any way, shape, or form. And you got it right there with a very late single. Luckily, only had 26 speed. We threw a great pitch at Lee Smith, and he very lated it out in the right field. So we got to work around that. Perfect slider with Lee Smith. And now we got Byron up with 2 outs. I'm feeling confident, righty-righty. And even though it's a different pitcher, guys, I'm still going to keep doing what I've been doing, working that outside part of the plate. And he actually brings in Jose Leclerc, who I don't know if he has a diamond. I'm pretty sure it's the silver card. And he actually kind of kicks my butt with the silver card. Almost take off Leclerc's head there with with Yelich. He's been my best pinch hitter so far this season. And are able to get on base with him. I'm just trying to find any type of insurance here before the bottom of the 9th, and we just can't do it. Just a really, really bad hitting performance from us. Luckily, this was not a hitting video. This was for pitching. And to end it, we square one up with Brucey. It goes right to the shortstop. What are you going to do? We bring in 99 Mo. I want to do a little pitching thing with Mo here. 99 Mariano Rivera. We just got him recently. And this card, a lot of people will say he's bad. I've found him pretty good. He's still a 99, guys. He's still going to be good no matter what. And his control on his cutter is just insane. But you'll see me doing kind of the same things I've been doing all game, just working the outside part of the plate. I'm not going to throw him an inside sinker unless it's off the plate like this, because I know if it's inside, he's probably going to turn and burn on it. And we're just going to throw that slider. His cutter is very, very good, guys, and I'll show you right here. You can really dot that down and in cutter if you throw it correctly. Unfortunately, I couldn't recently. My pitching was just weird today. Then we ended up getting him with a sinker on the outside part of the plate. Really love this Mariano Rivera card, guys. If you're kind of close to completing him in those collections, I would recommend it. I think he's been a lot of fun to use. Is he the hardest pitcher in the world to hit? No. That still goes to Live Series Chapman, weirdly enough, but he's still a very, very good card, and you'll be able to place pitches where you want to, usually with most of your pitches, especially your cutter for sure. And we actually hung a slider there and got lucky that he wasn't on it with Trout. We ended up getting to 2 outs here, and now we need to just put away Justin Turner to complete the 2-1 victory and give Cliff Lee his first win. Back to that inside cutter. I'm just not able to place that really well. I don't know what's going on. My pinpoint has been really bad this game, guys, but just take the tips and not the gameplay. We finally located there. We're going to go back to that sinker outside. He ends up late on it. And we're going to try to put him away with a slider on the outside part of the plate. And we are. And that's the ball game, guys. Cliff Lee goes 7 innings. We'll have to see how many strikeouts he had. Only gave up the 1 solo shot to Vladimir Guerrero. Overall, he did an amazing job, though. Yep, 8 strikeouts, only gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run. You can't ask for much more from him. Like that was great. Actually, it might have only been 6 innings he pitched. But regardless, great outing from him. He was a lot of fun to use, guys. Definitely try him out. He's by no means the best pitcher in the game, but he's really, really good. He's a lefty Greg Maddux. You're going to place that ball wherever you want. And that brings us up to 874 on the season. We are inching a little bit closer to World Series. Going to have to find a way to hit a little better if we want to make it, though. So that's all I got, guys. If you liked the video, please drop a like, drop a subscription. It means a lot to me, guys. We're really close. We're getting really close. Really, really close to 200 subscribers. I think we're like 6 away. So if you guys could help me out there, that'd be really cool. Other than that, guys, have a great day, and we'll be back with you with the next pitching tips one. It is going to be another team stage 2 team affinity card. I just don't know which one yet. But until then, peace, guys.